Chapter 8. The judges are here, the voice on the loudspeaker announced. Let's get rolling before these kids graduate from college. Hess, where are the boxes of ingredients? They're still in my van, Hess replied. I sent Morgan and Courtney to carry them in. Morgan and Courtney were Hess's assistants. Two men and a woman had entered through the glass doors. The contest judges. Hess hurried to greet them. Ashley was still pawing through her backpack. Nathan got a text on his iPhone and was busy typing a reply. On our other side, Deborah and Miller leaned on the counter, not talking, just waiting. Three teams. Which of us would pass the trial and go on to the real show? I looked down. I had my fingers crossed on both hands and didn't even realize it. Nicole had a water bottle tipped to her mouth and drank half of it down. Nathan finished typing his text and turned back to us. After Asher and I win this, we'll probably get our own TV series, he said. We'll let you know when it's on so you two can watch. He snickered as if he just made a very funny joke. What makes you think Nicole and I are going to lose? I demanded. He didn't answer. He just laughed. Then he turned to Ashley as I softened to her about ingredients. I wanted to punch the grin off his face, but I knew that was a bad attitude to start the competition. Nicole shook her head. They probably cheated already, she whispered. They probably found a way to get the list of ingredients in advance. It won't help them, I said. We know we can outcook them. I said those bold words to Nicole, but I have a heavy feeling, the weight of a large rock in the pit of my stomach, and I suddenly had all kinds of doubts. Like, did we really belong here? What if the other two teams knew what they were doing and were a lot better than us? I took a deep breath and told myself to stop being stupid. I'm almost always a confident person, but you understand, right? I'd never had to compete for a chance to be on TV and $2,000 before. The two young women, Morgan and Courtney, returned to the studio carrying cardboard boxes. They dropped one on the counter in front of each team. Okay, people, Hess shouted into a microphone. Showtime! The room grew quiet. Nicole and I turned and flashed thumbs up to Deborah and Miller. I watched them for a short while. I wanted to see if they were nervous too. As I think you know, Hess said, this is a one-round tryout. Your one chance to go on the TV show to try for the silver spatula. Only one team will win. That's the team our three judges decide is the most creative and presents the most delicious dish. The judges sat side by side behind a table. Each of them held an iPad in front of them. I wasn't sure what the iPads were for. All three of them smiled across the room at us and gave us a short wave. I guess they were encouraging us. I need to be encouraged. My hands were wet and ice cold. I rubbed around the legs of my jeans. Okay, teams, Hess shouted. Open the boxes. Let's see what four ingredients we'll be all cooking with. A blast of music burst from the loudspeaker. I guess they wanted to add more excitement and tension. Nicole and I reached for a box at the same time, and we both lifted the lid. We gazed inside, and then we both opened our mouths in gasps of horror. Chapter 9, next time, peeps.